Yeah. Yeah, morning all. So myself, I'm Vijay. Like I hold 17 plus years of experience, which includes nearly 8 plus years of experience in Python environment, right? Yes. So my experience includes design, development, and implementation of Python and Django-based applications. Well versed in implementing different Python libraries like NumPy, CP, Pandas, PyTables, Matplotlib, right? Yes. So as part of today's demo, I'll be covering the following topics. So before I start, right, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not, right? Yes. Yeah. Can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Fine. Yes,
We
thank
can
you.
see our screen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fine. So, okay. So for your general queries, I'll be giving time at the end of the session, right? So, fine. So I'll be covering the following topics, right? So you'll be getting the recorded session, right? It's every session is video recorded. You'll be getting the recorded session, right? Fine. Why Python? So here, why Python, right? Python is not a kind of technology which is very recently introduced, right? It was introduced almost 30 years ago, right? In the year 1989, right? Why all of a sudden Python has got great boom? Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, right? And who who can learn Python? Who can learn Python? What are the prerequisites for learning Python, right? Yes. Right. There is no prerequisites for learning Python. Anybody can update with Python that there is no prerequisites that we need to have like knowledge of C or Java, right? No, like Python syntaxes look like normal English statements. So anybody can update with Python. And today, like Python is mostly used to, my Python is the #1 ranked programming language with vast variety of application development. We are developing many applications using Python, right? Mostly used today, even as an implementation in different high-end technologies also, right? So if you see like data science, total implementation goes in Python, like in machine learning, deep learning, big data analytics, like Spark with Python, PySpark, writing automation scripts in AWS DevOps, in IoT, in robotics, right? And web applications development, right? So we have got many applications creations widely used, right? Even the job opportunities also, we have got more. I'll be showing all this in the end of the session, right? How Python was built and how Python was derived. Because Python has taken the features, advantages of different other programming languages, right? Some advantages are features from one programming, some other advantages are features from other programming. In this way, from multiple programming languages, it has taken the advantages, right? Because of which we call Python as a hybrid language. So any kind of applications we can develop, what all the programming languages can perform, even Python also can perform those things, right? Like it has got procedural oriented programming features, object oriented programming features, scripting features, modular programming features, right? So that's why widely used today. And what kind of applications you can develop today using Python? Python real-time applications. So before you update, you need to know what kind of applications are we developing today using Python. Python usage, which companies are using Python? Python features as compared with other programming, right? Python compared with other programming, right? Yes. Reasons why Python is suddenly super popular. Python scope and job market. Okay, so what is the scope of what is the job market of Python currently, and what is the scope of Python in the coming years, right? Yes, all this we'll discuss, right, in today's and tomorrow's session, right? Fine. Why Python? So starting with why Python, right? I define Python in 5 lines. It's a general purpose programming. Python is a general purpose programming. Multi-programming features we see in Python. High-level language, interpreted language, user-friendly programming. Let me discuss this one by one, right? In brief. General purpose programming. What do you mean by general purpose programming is? Like before Python, there were some programming languages. If you heard about the languages like Pascal, Fortran, right? COBOL. These programming languages, they are used for a specific purpose, particular purpose, right? These are purpose-based. These are purpose-based languages. Yes. These are used for particular purposes. Right. Means like Pascal and Fortran, they are used for a complicated mathematical applications and for scientific application, and COBOL for business applications. So these are purpose-based, used for a particular purpose, but a language which is suitable for developing any kind of application. Such a language, we call it as general purpose programming language. Python is such a kind, right? Where we can develop any kind of applications like automation applications, web applications, networking applications, embedded applications, right? Wide varieties of applications we can develop, right, using Python. So Python is not purpose-based. It's general purpose programming. Any kind of applications can be developed, right? Yes. Multi-programming. Multi-programming, right? Yes. Multi-programming features Python. For example, I'll give a labor example. If you want to launch a new product into the market, right? Think that you want to launch a new mobile phone. To attract the customers, what features you want to see within this? Means what all the features we see in different other mobiles, all those, if you're embedding into a single piece and if you're releasing it, right, it's going to attract the customer. The same way, Python is a kind of programming where we see the features of different other programming languages within it. That's why we call Python as multi-programmed or hybrid language with multi-programming features, right? So I'll brief you about all those multi-programming features. Okay. And it's a high-level language. Python is a high-level language. There are two types of languages, I can say, right? Two types of languages. Two types of languages, like low-level language and high-level language. Low-level languages, right, and high-level languages. Low-level languages and high-level languages. Low-level languages, right? Low-level languages, right? Example like assembly level language or machine level language, right? These low-level languages, right? They are not human understandable. Firstly, they are not human understandable. They are not portable. This low-level languages, they are not human understandable. They are not portable. And they cannot run on all the hardware and all the operating systems, right? They are machine dependent. What is that? Machine dependent. Not human understandable. They are not portable. They are machine dependent. They cannot run on all the hardware and all the operating system. Low-level language, high-level languages like Python. Python is a high-level language. It's human understandable, right? High level language like Python, it's like human understandable. Secondly, like they are portable. Machine independent. So these are human understandable, right? They look like normal English statements, right? And they are portable. And the Python statements, they are machine independent, can run on all the hardware and all the operating systems, right? Fine. Interpreted language. Python is an interpreted language, means line by line execution we see, right? Within this Python, observe this. There are compilation languages, interpretation languages. Compilation and interpretation. Example of compilation, C language. Example of interpretation, Python. For example, C language, if you're writing some code, right, it executes the entire code at once and displays the errors, if any, right? But Python code, if you got some lines of code, statement by statement, it executes. It won't execute all at once, statement by statement. If you got error in this, it won't execute the remaining state. So that is Python, right, which makes debugging easy. Statements by statement, which makes debugging easy, right? Yes. And Python is a cross-platform language which can run on any platform, Windows, Linux, Mac OS. User-friendly programming, which provides simple syntaxes, which looks like normal English statements, right? Yes. So Python, general purpose programming, any kind of applications we can develop, multi-programming features or hybrid features, high-level language, easily understandable, portable, and machine independent, can run on all the hardware, all the operating systems, interpretation, line by line execution, and user-friendly or programmer-friendly, right? Provide simple syntaxes, right? Yes. Yeah. So what features we see in Python and what are the programming things we'll be seeing as part of this course, right? Yes. So Python has procedural oriented programming features, right? Procedural oriented programming. Procedural oriented programming features. Like example, C language. And Python has got object oriented programming features, right? Object oriented. It has got object oriented programming features, right? Example like C++, Java. Scripting features, it has got scripting features right now. Scripting features like shell script. And modular programming features. Modular programming features, right? Like modular 3. So Python has got procedural-oriented programming, object-oriented programming, scripting, and modular programming features. So as part of our course, we'll be discussing procedural-oriented with Python, object-oriented with Python, scripting, and modular programming. So just like C, Java, like we can develop many different types of applications. Fine. If you talk about the Java, right? Python and Java are the two major programming languages today, right, for enterprise applications creations. But Java programmers or developers are strictly restricted object-oriented programming. That without object-oriented programming, we cannot write a Java programmer application, but in Python with object oriented, without object oriented, using procedural oriented, using modular programming, you can develop many varieties of applications. And frankly speaking, right, is if we talk about both the comparisons, if you go back like 10 to 12 years, like 2010 or 12, right? Like Java is the mostly used programming or mostly preferred with 43% used in the industry, right? In 2010, most of them, they are not aware that there was a programming language like Python, for just 3% used, right? Later, after 10 years, 2020, right? Yes. The usage of Java has decreased to 19%. And people started migrating towards Python because of its very less coding, not even 1/4 coding as compared with Java and other programmings. And it's 31% used. So the usage of Python is increasing because widely used in different high-end technologies, right? So I'll just show you some graphs at the end of the session today. So the usage of different programming languages in the current industry, right? Which is mostly used and which is number one rank programming, right? Yes. And scripting, we can write many automation scripts using Python in IoT, robotics, in AWS DevOps, right? Modular programming, here we got the concept of modules. Python supporting nearly 89,300 inbuilt modules for different domains, right? Whatever environment you are from, either from testing or networking or data science or big data or database, right? Python is providing a module for every domain. It is providing a module. For data science, separate module Python provides, like separate modules like 10 to 15 modules like NumPy, CP, Pandas, PyTables, Matplotlib, right? For plottings, visualizations. For big data, we see separate modules, right? For everything. So if I talk about these modules, because of these modules only, Python has got great boom, right? Okay. So for data science, right? For data science applications. For data science, we have got separate modules. Python providing separate modules, right? For this data science environment. So we don't need to write huge codings directly. Inbuilt functions will be within these modules. We see inbuilt functions. We can directly apply them performing the operations. Even for big data, we've got separate modules. Python providing, right? Using which we can. Even for networking applications. Python has got separate, not only modules, separate frameworks also Python providing for networking environment, even for testing or for test cases also, right? So for thousands of modules we have got in Python using which we can perform this, right? For testing. Okay. For database, for every database, for Oracle database, right? Python has got a module called CX_Oracle, using which we can connect to that database. It's very simple connecting to database in Python. Just 1 minute discussion is enough. Just the module names and the connecting details like username, password, right? For MySQL, for every database, for MySQL, it has got MySQL. And even for SQL Server, it has got like PyODBC. Yeah. So for every database also, we have got separate modules Python provides. And if you are working with different file formats, like Excel files, creating Excel workbook, Excel files, right? By writing Python code, we can generate Excel files, Excel workbook. We can, by writing Python code only, I can insert data into Excel. I can read data from Excel. That way I can create multiple sheets within the Excel by writing Python code. Into sheet 2, I want to write. Into sheet 3, from sheet 3, you want to read everything. We can write by using this, perform by using this modules. Like we have got modules like Excel, XX Writer, Excel RD modules, right? For this Excel environment, not only for this, for any file format, for XML files, for comma separated values, for CSV files, for JSON files, JavaScript object notation, for PDF files. For PDF, we have got the model PDF model, right? You can writing Python code, creating a PDF file. We can read data, we can write data into PDF. And for mathematical operations, math module. For statistical operations, we have got models available, right? Yes. And for generating graphs in Python, different types of graphs, any kind of graph we can generate using Python with very less code, right? Like normal graphs, bar graphs, normal graph, bar graph, histogram, scatter plots, stack plots, all this, right? Yes. Okay. Okay. Now, you need to know, right, what kind of applications are getting developed using Python. Python real-time applications. Python real-time applications. Python mostly used for developing what kind of applications? Mostly used in creation of web applications today. You may get a query, right? So from last 20-25 years, Java, .NET, all these things mostly used in creation of web applications. Why again Python? So Python, right, has got frameworks like Django framework. The rapid speed you can develop web applications with very less coding. Already the code will be pre-available. The .py files will be already be available, right? We don't need to write much code in that. And it has got its own database also, like SQLite 3 is a database. It has got its own application server. It has got its own database. Many flexible features provided, right, by this Django framework, right? So, and also Python mostly is today in creation of automation applications, right? For automations, Python is mostly preferred. But for example, for data science, machine learning, deep learning, AI, right? For all this, Java is never preferred, right? To implement these things. Python is mostly preferred, where it provides many models for plottings, visualizations, and for data analysis, right? So automation applications using technologies like data science, using technologies like big data, using technologies like data science, using IoT, and using robotics and DevOps environment. So IoT, right? Internet of Things. So it's a device or network embedded with software, sensors, electronics, used for collecting data, controlling data, and exchanging the things, right? And controlling the things from the place where you are, right? Means electronic devices connecting and communicating with each other, right? Electronic devices connecting and communicating with each other. Okay. So IoT, 90% of the coding in Python, right? 90% of the coding what we see in Python, 90% of coding in Python. And even for data science and environment, everything deals with the data, and data has got experience, data has got future reference. Using data or data science, we perform data analysis, data predictions, data classifications, data clustering, recommendations, right? Data science is a blend of technique. The main technique, what we see in data science, ML, machine learning, right? Yes, machine learning, ML, right? Machine learning. For machine learning, we have got many techniques like regression, classification, clustering, recommendations, pattern matching techniques. For all these techniques to implement, we require a language, right? So Python is the mostly chosen or mostly used programming for this data science machine learning environment, right? Yes. Even in DevOps, Python is one of the best scripting language with vast varieties of library, right? Yes. And in big data environment also, right? One more major area like big data environment also, Python is mostly preferred. Like if you talk like huge data, like not only like you see like KBs or MBs or GBs, but beyond that, we have got petabytes, exabytes, zettabytes, right? But to handle huge data, petabytes of data, currently, if you see many applications are generating data in petabytes, not in TBs, right? 1 petabyte equal to 1024 TBs. So many applications, if you talk like Facebook, millions and trillions of users. So if I take 1 minute transaction, how many, what is the data generated by Facebook, right? Data generated by Twitter tweets keeps on generating. Most of the applications generating data in petabytes. Google, and everyone uploading the videos in the YouTube, right? YouTube videos upload. Millions and trillions of users has got Gmail or email messages. What should be the storage capacity to store all these messages? And bank transactions, telecom transactions, e-commerce, right? Flipkart, Amazon, right? All this. Everywhere we see like huge data. For this huge data in petabytes, we have got some big data tools like a Hadoop, Spark. If you heard about this, right? Hadoop, Spark. They are implemented using languages like Scala. They are implemented using languages like Python, especially Spark, very high speed processing implemented using Scala, Python. So Spark with Python, we say like PySpark, right? Yes. Big data, right? Okay. Apart from this Python, I list out where or what are the other applications where Python is mostly preferred in scientific applications, right? Like we have got a separate like CP, scientific Python, and for numerical analysis, like we have got NumPy, right? Numerical Python. And for GUI, graphical user interface, or for animations, right? Graph, we got like TK inter, right? Yes. Okay. Apart from this, like Python is mostly used in gaming or game development, right? Game development. Lot of games are getting developed today by using Python, right? A single user, multi-user online games, especially for developing games in Python. Python giving frameworks like Pygame. The framework given by Python for developing games in Python. PyCora, PySoy, right? Yes. Pygame, PyCora, PySoy, right? 3D rendering libraries, right? It's especially for PySoy is a 3D rendering library for 3D games. So it has what frameworks, Pygame, PyCora for developing games. Apart from this, Python mostly used today for scheduling tasks, right? Like we have got Airflow for it and testing or test cases. And Python used for software development. Most of the software developers make use of Python as a support language. And Python, right? The one of the hottest application of Python, database application. Without database, there is no web application, right? So Python can connect with any database. And network applications, especially for networking applications, Python has got a separate framework, right? Twisted Python, right? Yes. And apart from this, business application, Python is one of the best for developing e-commerce sites. And apart from that, Python is also used for audio video applications. As part of the course in the Django, right? I'll also just brief you up. I'll show you some applications related to audio and video applications. Not only for computer applications, for electronic civil environment also, Python is providing modules for CAD, 3D CAD applications, right? Python has got modules, and even for some of the audio video applications which already got developed, like Team Player, C Play are some examples, right? And for embedded applications, embedded applications. The most famous embedded application, Raspberry Pi, which uses Python for its computation. And for computer vision, right? For color detection, object detection, right? Face detections, right? This Python is mostly preferred. And robotics, right? And for data analysis, right? Mostly used. And for desktop applications and single user console applications, right? Okay, so these are some of those, right, where we are developing some of the applications got developed using Python, right? Mostly used in web applications, automations, in gaming applications, scheduling tasks, right? And just which companies are using Python? Who are using Python today? Which companies are using Python? Topmost applications built using Python. Topmost. Who are using Python today? Topmost applications built using the famous example, Google. Google using Python for its web search system. The first Google web crawling is written in Java. Later, it was rewritten in Python. It was too complex, right? Again, it was rewritten in Python. YouTube using Python for its video sharing service. Yahoo using Python. Instagram, right? Built using Python. The prime reason for Instagram to choose for Python is Python practicality and its hybrid features. Uber using Python for its Uber pricing algorithm implemented using Python. The famous OTT platform, Netflix, right? Netflix using Python for its security automation and subscription related things, right? Yes. And there are some applications like Quora, Reddit. And Pinterest, which built using Python. Dropbox, and MMOG, massively multiplayer online games, massively multiplayer online games, and Maya, a powerful 3D animation which uses Python for its. Maya is what? A powerful 3D animation which uses Python for. And apart from this, BitTorrent using Python for its file sharing service. And iRobot for military and commercial applications. And companies like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all these, they use Python for hardware testing. They use for hardware testing purpose, right? Yes. Fine. So these are some of those examples that the companies using Python, who are using Python mostly, like Google, YouTube, Yahoo, Instagram, Uber, Netflix, MMOG, Maya, BitTorrent. Okay. From the discussions what we had, right? Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, right? Suddenly super. Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. First thing is programmers or developers are migrating towards Python because of its very less code, right? And secondly, like simple syntaxes. In the tomorrow session, I'll just show you, I'll take a task and try to implement it multiple programming. You can also check in Python how simple it looks. And also I'll show you some codings examples, right? Tomorrow, how the statements of Python looks and how generating graphs, how simple it is, right? With 2-3 lines, how can we generate graphs? Simple syntaxes given by Python. And the major advantage, right? Interactive mode. You can easily interact with Python. We can easily interact with Python statement by statement. See, just at the search panel, at the bottom, I'll type CMD to go to the command prompt, right? Yes. Type Python here and say enter. You will display the Python version, latest version. Python interpreter getting open, right? Yes. Here you can type any valid Python statement. See how Python interacts. User response 3 plus 4. 45 into 26. It gives that output. X as 10, Y as 4. What is X value? What is Y value? What is X plus Y? What is X minus Y? What is X into Y? X by Y. Everything it gives the response for every statement, right? X into 2 means 10 into 2. X to the power symbol means double star, 10 square. X equal to a string like HELLO, right? X into 3 prints hello for 3 times. X into 5 prints hello for 5 times. X into 10 means prints hello for 10 times. So in this way, any valid statements you can type and interact, right? Statement by statement. If I say quit, it comes out of it interactive mode, right? Yes. And multi-programming features, right? It has got multi-programming features. Apart from this, right? Wide varieties of application, just before I discussed, right? Wide varieties, right? Applications can be developed using Python. Many built-in libraries, right? Modules, 89,300 inbuilt modules Python has got for different domains, right? Using which we can easily perform the task. So just I'll open Google now and I'll show you, right? Number 1 ranked programming language. Usage of Python in the industry. From the last 2-3 years, the usage of Python has increased a lot, right? From the year like 2020, 21, 22. So I'll say like popular coding language, popular coding language, right? From the last 2-3 years, right? See the results, right? Yes. Top 10 programming languages, right? Python stands first. Next, JavaScript. Next, Java. C++, right? Yes. Next, observe this. Most popular programming languages used by top 25 unicorns. Python mostly used. Next comes Java, JavaScript, right? Python remains most popular programming language, right? Python mostly used. Java, JavaScript, right? Yes. Yes. Most popular programming languages, Python. Next comes JavaScript, Java, right? Yes. And if we observe this, most popular programming languages, Python, Java, JavaScript, all this mostly used, right? And the usage of Python in the industry, right? I said Python is the big circle if you see, right? 31% used Python, Java 19%, C++ nearly 10%, C like 6%, right? Yes. Ranking wise, if you see Python number one ranked, see this number one ranked ranking language, number one ranked, right? Python, Java, C++, right? Yes. Okay. So if you see like ranking by average salary, Python stands first, next JavaScript. Ranking by job openings, Python and next SQL, right? Both stands first in this number of job openings, right? Yes. Next, for example, if you see that Python jobs currently, right? Yes. Lot of jobs for Python, right? Python jobs, if you say, right? Python jobs. Check it here, right? So I'll just show you the course content, what I'm going to discuss, right? Next. 22,000 Python job vacancies in Hyderabad, Secunderabad, right? Naukri.com. Nearly 152,000 Python openings, 152,000 job openings set for Python. 5,000 Python jobs in Greater Hyderabad. 1,000 plus Python developers jobs in Hyderabad, right? Not only like Python, people who go for full stack, they update with Django framework, right? Yes, Django jobs also you can check it, right? Django jobs, right? So Django, it will say that Python or Django developer, Django, right? In this way. So Django jobs, 26,000 Django job vacancies in May, 2,335 Django jobs and vacancies, 1,000 plus Python Django jobs, 2,329, right? Django jobs in Indeed and Naukri, right? Yes. So as part of this course, right, what I'll be discussing from the scratch ground level to the advanced level, right? Yes. You can just go to this DURGASOFT, right? And just check this course content. 1 second. Okay, this you can see the course content for this. The website it is available. Fine. Python starting from the basic Python to advanced, right? What is Python? Why Python? History, applications, features, advantages, flavors of Python, Python operations, right? Python modes of execution, batch mode, like editors and IDs, data types, constants, variables, type conversions, comments, escape sequences, strings in Python, string indices, right? Yes. Operators in Python, right? Operators in Python. Arithmetic operators, comparison, logical assignment, bitwise membership operators. And in real time, we use IDEs, right? Python IDEs like PyCharm, Anaconda distributions, Jupyter, Spider, Eclipse. So I'll be showing you on all those IDs, right? Not in one or two IDs. I'll be showing you on many IDs, right? Flow control statements, looping statements, strings in Python, string indexing, string slicing, string functions, string methods, string special characters, right? Yes. Collections in Python, collection data types, Python list, tuple sets, dictionaries, like list properties, list indexing, list slicing, list functions, list methods, list addresses, nested list. We have got a lot of discussions on these lists. Tuples, similarly, sets, dictionaries in Python, functions, functional programming, defining it, different categories, right? And lambda function, reduce function, filter function, map function, modules in Python, modular programming, how to import, different ways of importing, renaming, reloading a module, right? Package in Python, errors and exceptions in Python, right? File handling, object-oriented programming concepts in brief, regular expression module, database connection, right? I'll show you how to install, right? And the Python data and datetime module, operating system module, OS module, right? Yes. Okay. So I'll be showing you some models related to different domains, some models related to datetime, some related to databases, some related to regular expressions, and GUI based and models like data science related models, NumPy, Matplotlib, right? Advanced concepts like iterator, generator, closures, decorators, GUI programming, right? Excel workbook, data analytics, introduction to data science, Python, Pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib in brief. People who go for full stack, right? So Django framework, it's course content of Django, introduction, frameworks, installation. Okay. The Django views, templates, admin, models, concepts, UI technologies, web development, right? HTML in brief, CSS in brief, JavaScript and MySQL in brief, right? So this is what the entire course content say. So here mainly like Python, Python core, Python advanced, Python application oriented module, right? So this Python nearly takes like nearly 75 hours. So it's not like 45 hours session, right? 75 hours. In brief, in depth, you'll be discussing, right? Python core advanced and application oriented modules. The fee structure is just 5K, 5,000, right? Apart from this Python, I'll be discussing full stack. If you people go for full stack, HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript. Yes, second one. Apart from this, right, people who go for full stack, the Django MVT architecture, right, model view templates, the Django, right, plus nearly 15 to 20 applications you'll be developing along with me parallelly, right, and project. So for all this, right, previously it was 7K, but it's an offer batch, fine. For all this, it's 7K, right? And if you print, if you just pay in a single shot, right? It's just 10K, right? For total full stack, it's 10K. Only for Python Core Advanced. Series 75 hours only for Python only. And it takes nearly 50 to 55 hours, right? So totally 75, 120. 130 hours, right? If anybody wants to go parallelly, like HTML, CSS, these things, while updating with Python, in the weekends you can attend this, weekdays you can attend this, right? Doesn't have time, right? Okay. So here it's fee structure is 5K, 7K for this, but as an offer batch, it's given for 10K total full stack, right? Yes. So now if you got any queries, you can just ask. And tomorrow also you can attend the session same time, right? Using the same link to see more on this Python, right? Tomorrow I'll show you, right? Some codings, other things I'll be showing you. Tomorrow also same time at 8 o'clock, same link to see more on this Python. Okay. So the sessions will be interactive sessions, right? You'll be interacting for every statement I type, you will be giving the response, what will be the expected output or result. Every session is video recorded. You'll be getting the recorded video of this session, right? Yes, you'll be getting to your mail IDs. And the clear notes will be provided, soft copy of it. Yes. Assignment tasks will be provided. Based on that assignment task only, you'll be just learning that. Yes. Any other queries, right? Anyone?
Hello.
And the timings, right, Jay Krishna? Once again, I'll make it clear, right? Yes. Yeah. Some query was asked.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, I want to register this from outside India. So what's the process for that? Or do I need to contact somebody for that?
You can see in the chart panel, right? Yes. Now, just now, a message is given by the online team, right? DURGASOFT online team. Clearly, a big message
Okay.
saying that payment procedures, everything is given right here. That
Okay.
online
And the
payment.
second question, and the
Yes.
second part of the question is, with the Python and the Django you're talking about. So this will run like parallel, like on the same day we have two classes, or that will be covered over the weekend, you said?
No. So there are two things. Once you get enrolled, right? Once you get enrolled to my batch, you can
Yeah.
attend any of my Python batch, right? Not only this current timing. Sometimes because of your job, if you get changed to shifts, right? Morning shifts or evening shift. So if
Yeah.
your timings are changed, you can also attend by pre-interview meeting, right? You can attend another batch of mine. And Django also, right? Whenever I start any new Django batch, you can attend any of my Django batch, right? First, most of the batches will be in the weekends. So if you
So
anyone who doesn't,
what are the weekends timings, sir?
so see here on this Saturday, means the day after tomorrow, the new batch is going to start at 7:30 a.m.
Okay.
So immediately I won't be starting with Django, right?
No,
Immediately,
I understand.
yeah, first, what are the prerequisites, everything I'll be covering it, right? Like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, all this, where no Python is required. For the next 1 month, it goes by the time you complete Python core, right? So
Yeah, I understand.
yes, so that people who doesn't have time, if you want to go parallel, otherwise, people who wants later after completing Python, like after Python core advanced gets completed also, multiple batches will be starting, right? You can just attend that batch, right?
So we can still register separately for Python and the Django later on if we want to, right?
So, okay, that's if you want the entire full stack, right? If you want
Yeah.
totally, they are giving like a package of 10, but separately, right? You need to pay separately also. But I don't know what at that time, whatever fees will be, that fees will be transferred.
Okay. But for the Python, like we are covering each and every topic, most of it, I would say, right? That's what you said.
Yeah, yes, that's why it's not a 45-hour session, right? 45, it's like
Yeah.
75 hours we are spending in brief. Even you can just see, compare this course content with any other training sites, right? We are discussing in brief nearly 30 topics related to different things, right? Yes.
Okay,
Database.
and the timing would be same 8 a.m. for the Python, right? You said?
Regarding the timing only, I'm coming, right? Yes, once again, I'm saying, right? So before you do with the payment process, other things, right? Yes.
Yeah.
1 second. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, 1 second. 1 second. Just 1 second. So the timing of this, I'm getting some. So as of now, the timing is 8 a.m., right? 8 a.m. So as many students, right? People who goes to jobs and people who go for colleges, right? There are many messages from them saying. So first 1 week, 10 days or 2 weeks, first 10 days or 2 weeks, the batch timing will be at 8 o'clock, 8 a.m., right? But after 2 weeks onwards to up to the end of this Python, right? It starts at 7 a.m. in the morning. After 2 weeks, right? From here, it starts at 7 a.m., 7 to 8, so that you can attend the session and go to your offices and or to your colleges, right? People from, okay. So it starts at 7 a.m., right? Yes. It's pre-intimating, right? Not after the paying fees, again changing the timings, not like it's pre-intimate. For 2 weeks, it will be at 8 o'clock from here. After 2 weeks, it will be at 7 a.m., right? Yes. 7 a.m. in the morning, right? Any other queries, right? Yes. So tomorrow also you can attend the session same time at 8 o'clock using the same link to see more on this, right?
Sir.
Yes.
Yeah, hi sir.
Yes.
Sir, actually, this is for the Python, right? The timing will be 8. My first question is, sir, how do I make payment? And the second thing, that later on Python, I would like to start machine learning. So I hope this is the right fundamental course.
Yes. 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 Yes.
I'm in the right track, right?
Yes. Yes. So yes. 1 second. So okay. So Python, right? Python core advanced, right? Whatever we are discussing, right? Related to different types of models I'm covering. So Python has got great boom today because of this modular programming. Lot of modules, thousands of models Python is providing. So even for data science, we have got some. I'm covering some data science related models also here, like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib. Some models related to different environments, right? Some data science modules, some big data modules, graphic module, OS module, database module, regular expression module, datetime module. So by this you will get the knowledge like how to explore a modules in Python and how to create our own modules, right?
Okay, so I, sir, I will be dependent on you. Whatever the guidance from your side, I will follow that same.
Okay.
Which the data science and machine learning. All
Okay.
right, sir. Thank you.
Fine. So at the end of this course, right, you will get a great command on this programming, right? It's not getting the output is not the criteria here. How to build the code statement by statement. So I'll be just showing you, right? So you'll be interacting. What will be the expected output? So all the sessions will be interactive sessions. As this is demo session, I was speaking most of the time. But regular sessions, everyone will be in unmuted status. If you got any query, then and there you can ask, and everyone will be responding with the output. What will be the output for this? Everything will be practical oriented, nothing theoretical here, right?
I have one more question, sir. Sorry
Yes.
to interrupt you.
Yes.
When we say that it's a full stack Python developer, that means whatever we are doing it, that these are the all courses or the applications are considered as a full stack, or are there other which we are not included in this one?
So yes, totally yes, full stack, right? So starting Python core advanced application oriented modules and for developing web applications, right? We also giving knowledge on this HTML, CSS, cascading style sheets, Bootstrap, JavaScript for web development. Then I'll go with the Django framework. And I'll be showing you like 15 to 20 applications creations, right? How to develop applications using this framework, Django framework. And further, you can do parallelly along with me, right? Applications creations. Just not okay. 1 second. I'll show you this. So nearly after developing 15 to, we'll get a great comment on this, right? See, this is my project 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Take any batch, right? Nearly 15 to 20 applications. I'll make them to create, right? And you will be doing parallelly, not like just watching the sessions, right?
Yeah.
For the Django, especially for Python, okay, you'll be responding, you will be for these things. And also clear notes will be provided for this step 1, step 2, step 3, right? For example,
Yeah, no, but my question was, are there any other frameworks that are considered to be when you called as a full stack data Python developer, or these are the only ones that are considered in this Python?
so here's step 1, how
Developer
to
domain.
activate, how to create a start a project folder, how to create. Yeah, fine. Okay. So here, Python developer, we follow MVT architecture, right? MVT model view template. In Java, we see MVC. 1 second. Okay. So there are 2 categories of people who updates Python, right? Who learn Python, right? First category of people, right? Their career, they will update Python, they will learn Python, but their career won't be in Python. They will implement Python in data science. Means total implementation goes in Python and big data, right? Like Spark with Python, PySpark, and writing automation scripts within this AWS DevOps, right? And in IoT, in robotics, right? In all these cases, they are using Python in implementation. Their career will be in data science, big data. And second category, right? Who wants to have a career in Python as a Python developer, right? You want to become a Python developer or Python full stack developer, right? Where you will be developing web applications, right? For those people, compulsory the framework. We have got many frameworks for it. We have got many frameworks for it, right? Python, like Flask framework, Pyramid framework, Bottle framework, Turbo Gear. But Django is the most famous framework, right? Which has got flexible features, very less coding. It has got its own database, SQLite 3 has got its own. Okay. So we are going with Django for as a framework of Python. Who wants to become a Python dev, who wants to have a career in Python, right? Compulsory this framework required, right? Knowledge on this framework like Django for applications creations. I said I'll be showing you these applications, right? Yes. Fine. Any other queries, right? Yes. Okay. So still, if you've got queries, you can ask me in the tomorrow session also, right? We'll be discussing more, right? Tomorrow we'll be continuing to today's demo, right? It's not like again duplicating or replicating the demo. And that starts, right? There on. Tomorrow also I'll just go with this, but day after tomorrow, right? From the next session after tomorrow, we'll be going with the technical parts, right? Like Python versions, installations, execution modes, flavors of Python, all these things, right? Yes. Right. So if I'm done with the queries, if there are no other queries, right, then I'll sign off for today. Meet you tomorrow, same time at 8 o'clock to see more on this Python, right? Yes. Thank you all for your time. Thank you. Meet you tomorrow, right? Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.